right, what's going on, everybody? We got, hold on one second. There we go. We got a couple things going on today. We got Dandadan. We're gonna read the new Dandadan chapter. Might have been spoiled. I don't know. I saw a screenshot. Might have been from the new chapter, but we'll see. And then as soon as we finish the Dandadan chapter, we're going to jump into this tier list, as you can see, that I set up. So by no means is this an all-inclusive tier list. There's a lot more manga ongoing than the 30-something manga that I've listed. But as you can see, I included all the big ones, right? Jump Plus. I got some Jump Square manga in there, some V-Jump manga in there. You know what? I didn't do, I just thought of it. I didn't do Black Clover, but that's okay. I don't think anyone's going to be too upset if we don't include Black Clover. Even though I love Black Clover. I also put in Weekly Shonen magazine. I put some Weekly Shonen Sunday series in there, and Kodansha's online manga. We put Windbreaker, we put Galaxius, which is now on the online platform. So we got like 30 something manga. So it's going to be a relatively thorough tier list for sure. Again, by no means is it all inclusive. So when people come at me and they're like, oh, where's the shoujo manga? Where's the josei manga? I've already disclaimed any intent of trying to be all inclusive. That being said, I think this list is pretty good. So where would I put Black Clover? I would put Black Clover either very low S tier or high A tier. I think it is very underrated by the mainstream. I think Black Clover fans are perfectly happy with Black Clover. Why not Black Clover? I mean, there's World Trigger and no Black Clover. The reason I didn't put Black Clover is I just forgot. There's really no elaborate psychological answer. I just completely forgot to put Black Clover because it's seasonal. So I just forgot that it's still ongoing. As much as I love Black Clover, it's hard to remember it's still ongoing. Plus, a lot of these manga are newer, whereas Black Clover is like the My Hero generation. Anyway, we're gonna get into the tier list later. Right now I want to read Dandadan. I don't know how I feel about Mad, but Bob moves mountains in it. I have not read Mad since the fall, since when I did that manga review, but I forget who Bob is. What is my personal favorite new gen manga? I'll go by, so I'll do Shueisha and then I'll do Kodansha. My favorite Shueisha manga would probably be, out of like the new stuff, I'll put it this way. So my favorite ongoing Shueisha manga is probably Dandadan. My favorite Kodansha manga that's ongoing is Gachiakuta. That's how I would rank that. That it's a different thing if we go by magazine, but if we're going by publisher, those are my top two in no particular order. Friendly reminder, if you have any pressing questions, or if you would like me to immediately give a ranking, an opinion, a hot take, whatever, the best way to do that is with a super chat. So if you have a question that you want me to see right away as I'm reviewing the Dandadan chapter, don't forget to hit me with a super chat. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at the Dandadan chapter. This week's chapter is 189. Okay, so the spoiler wasn't so bad. It's like the first page of the chapter is what I saw. It's chapter 189. So the recap, basically we jump straight from what we saw last week, which was I forget what this alien's name is, Xeno I think, something like that. But basically they're like an alien bounty hunter. They were part of like the big alien empire that attacked Vamola's home planet, and they were part of the invasion, right? But now they've been left behind. We found out that their whole plan this whole time was that they were gonna take down the ruler of that alien empire. But when Okaroon and his crew took them down, they sort of stole her meaning in life, and now she's going to get back at Okaroon for doing that. Afternoon is for Seinen, and his name is Shonen Ouji. I don't know, we might have to do an after hours podcast called Seinen Ouji. I don't know. Dandadan is S tier. Dandadan is triple S tier if I had a triple S tier. Also, good lord, that Kagurabachi chapter. I haven't read that chapter yet. But that one panel that everyone is sharing, it's beyond a doubt. It's beyond a doubt at this point that Kagurabachi is one of the best ongoing manga. Like, no doubt. There's no question. Hey Ouji, anything with Weekly Shonen Jump, I'll help give you my thoughts. All right, Josh, thank you. Also, to all the regulars, we got Tiberius, we got CW Artist, we got, I know I saw him earlier, Andre Partridge, we got Gamer Chan Lian. Also, Gamer Chan Lian is rocking her custom exclusive to this channel Dr. Stone loyalty badge. If you want to rock a Dr. Stone loyalty badge like that, or you want some custom emojis, make sure to become a member. Lowest tier starts at $2.99. Make sure to go do that today. My weekend was just Devil May Cry with the new anime out. The impression I'm getting with the Devil May Cry anime is looks great, is really fun to watch, but the story kind of is tepid, to say the least. Which is to be expected with most video game adaptations. Like, they just go big on the visuals and then they kind of don't care about the story. That's what happened with the Witcher series, right, on Netflix. It was really, really good that first season, and then after that they kind of stepped away from the heart of the story. So says what's his name, Superman, Henry Cavill. Have I ever thought of creating a manga? I would love to create some sort of comic or graphic novel, but that would probably be after I become a YouTube tycoon, a YouTube legend. And at that point, I would probably team up with some god tier artist to bless the manga and comic world. Okazono has a great grasp of the demographic, and at such a young age too. I don't know about that, but all I know is Kagurabachi has a great story. It's been okay lately, but the art has been insanely good. I mean, to be fair, the story in Devil May Cry, the games, was never that good to begin with. Fair. But at the same time, that's a pretty old series and people have an emotional investment with those characters. So if you don't adapt those characters in a way that's true to the source material, then people are going to feel like something's up. And if you don't, especially with something like a video game adaptation, if the fans don't like it, then odds are casual fans aren't going to like it. It's exactly what happened with the Halo TV series. Halo fans were like, yeah, this is kind of cool, but this isn't even remotely relevant to the games. Like, this is like its own thing. And guess what? That show bombed. Anyway, so I'm going to keep calling her Xeno. Well, okay. Let's see if I can't find the name. Dandadan, alien. So the wiki calls her Jet Booster Exosuit Kerr. So I'm going to call her, apparently she's nameless. We don't actually know what her name is. So I'm going to just call her, I'm going to call her Scars, because she had a lot of scars. Anyway, she's using all kinds of fancy maneuvers on Okaroon. Okaroon uses his jetpack to stop her mobility. So she has a very barbaric fighting style, or I guess aggressive. She undoes the face mask on her helmet, bites Okaroon in the arm. He activates his jetpack, knocks her off. She uses some sort of maneuver, does like a jet boost kick on Okaroon, completely breaks his pile bunker, at least it seems like, or his jetpack. And then of course I'm trying to think of a nice way to put this. The bully jumps in and he's like, hey, what are you doing? Leave Okaroon alone. I'm the one who's supposed to waste him. So of course they have no teamwork. So it seems like this is going to be one of those classic, hey, they're powerful, but they have no teamwork. So let's use the power of friendship to beat them fights. Also, we got Oscar L in the chat. What's going on, Oscar? Long time no see. We have Nero in the chat. Hello, Nero, with your weird backstory. He was expecting the octopus, not her. Yeah, he was expecting another alien. I don't know why. Anyway, so the bully actually does like a seismic toss, so to speak, on our Scar Lady. So they're not having it. We got Zeke's in the chat. What's going on, Zeke's? Pleasure to have you. We're just reading some Dandadan. So everyone's beat up right now. They're all trying to figure out what to do. Gachi Akuta fan. Nice, nice. Well, I'll be curious to see where you would rank Gachi Akuta on this list. Did anyone read Yomi no Sugai? I read the first 10 chapters and then I never kept up with it, but of what I read, I really liked it. And of course, it's what's her name, so that art is always going to be gorgeous. In that arc, he saw the octopus come out of the suit. The octopus was the leader she worked for. I see. Okay. Yeah, but did they all die or no? Zeke says your videos are amazing, by the way. Well, thank you, Zeke. I appreciate that. Hopefully we can get you to show up to the streams. We can include you in our regular crew here, the homies, so to speak. I'm a little too lazy to type right now. That's okay. Oscar says, bro, listen, I recently watched the entire first season of Kaiji Ultimate Survivor in one night. 10 out of 10 brilliant anime about gambling. Okay. I'm going to take your word for that. I'll trust you, Oscar. Everybody, if you're looking for a good gambling anime, go watch Kaiji today. Love this channel. We got DBS Zen Studios. Thank you, everybody, for the kind words, for the support and love. Really appreciate it. Yesterday was the 4-year anniversary that Dandadan began serialization. Bro, I freaking love Dandadan. Also, wouldn't it technically be today? Although I guess because it's Japan, the timing is weird. But yeah, so today, tomorrow, or yesterday makes 4 years of Dandadan. That's crazy, right? It's crazy because I still feel like Dandadan just started like recently. Like I remember when I started Dandadan. When I started Dandadan, they were like just finishing the like GG arc with the worm, the Tsuchinoko, and the Subterraneans. I always forget what that arc is called. Oscar would put Dandadan in A tier. You know what? I can't argue with that. Anything lower, I would have to fight you, Oscar. But you know what? I can respect A tier. Pretty sure they all died. All the aliens died. The octopus was just the only one he saw when it took over Vamola's suit. Okay, that makes sense. I guess it's worth noting that like Okarun doesn't just look at alien, which it makes sense, right? This is actually, that's a great point. This is like a great character highlight for Okarun, right? Like if you remember way back in the beginning of the manga when Mr. Shrimp got revealed, there was the comment about the milk, and Okarun was like, hey Granny, Momo's mom, Seiko, can't be saying stuff about aliens, that's racist. And now 150 chapters later, right, 160 chapters later, Okarun distinguishes aliens on such an individual basis that he remembers which aliens are which. He might not know their names, but he sees one alien and then he's like, oh hey, which to be fair, if it's between Scars and an octopus alien, it's kind of easy to remember that, but still, he cares enough about aliens that he remembers their faces, which I think is pretty cool. I started chapter 1. Okay, so Eden's is clearly a more hardcore fan than me. Clearly I am a fake fan and I'm just doing it for the clout. But that's awesome, man. That's crazy. Yeah, there's I could probably count on my hands the manga that like, I would say, okay, so I'm gonna have to, when we do our tier list, I'm gonna have to make a mental list of like which of the ongoing manga I've been following since chapter 1. I could probably count them on, it's probably 10 or less. I'd be surprised if it's even 10. Also, now that I think about it, I put Undead Unluck on that list of manga by accident. So when we do our list, obviously Undead Unluck is not ongoing. Eden's is an elite. Oh yeah, totally. Eden's is the biggest gatekeeper I know. Also, I feel a little cheated now. You know what I should have put? You know what I should have put and I didn't? I did not put Radiant. I forgot to put Radiant because it's not in any of those magazines. So my OCD brain didn't automatically think Radiant because it's not Shueisha or Kodansha. So basically, if you take nothing else away from this stream, just know that I'm the biggest normie in the anime and manga community, and clearly I just do this for the clout. I still don't know if Okaroon just got strong enough through training or if he had Turbo Granny's powers for so long that they permanently strengthened him. I think it's a combination of both. I think he's been doing like the push-ups and stuff, but I think he also like got a certain level of power because he was merged with Turbo Granny for so long. What about D Greyman? I didn't put D Greyman just because I didn't think to put it. Again, by no means is this an all-inclusive list. I just tried to put like the top Kodansha and Shueisha manga, like the hot ones, I should say. There should be another backstory coming. That's what it seems like, maybe. We got Toad Sage in the chat. What's going on, Toad Sage? Long time no see. Pleasure to have you. How you doing today? Rosen said, can I show you the manga I'm making right now? Well, I will not be looking at it during today's stream, but if you have a link that you want to share to your manga, by all means, share it in chat. Instead of Shonen Ouji, change your name to Clout Ouji. Just change my name to Poopy Baby because I stink so much. Anyway, so back to the chapter. Everyone's beat up. The alien team is beat up. Okaroon and Kinta are beat up. So Kinta is like, we have to merge, right? We have to do a fusion because that's the ultimate anime power up. We have to fuse. DBS Zen Studio says, you helped me make a foundation for my story's power system. I watched your video of ranking JJK's power system exactly 10 times as of yet. You broke it down into a simple to digest process. Well, I appreciate that I could help you, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that, you know, writers use my videos when they're writing their stories. So that is part of the influence, but also it's also just like a way for readers to like kind of rank their favorite stories, right? But yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad I could help you. Dead Rock? Oh, see, I forgot about Dead Rock because it wasn't in any of the big magazines. So for a quick take, I would probably put Dead Rock in either low A tier or high B tier. That being said, I am not caught up on Dead Rock. I think I've only read 3 chapters of Dead Rock. Okay, back to Dandadan, and then I'll go back to chat. Is Dragon Ball Super considered for the ranking? Technically, yes, it should be. The only reason I didn't put it is because the release schedule is even more infrequent, I feel like, than Boruto. So I just didn't put it. All right, anyway, Kinta is like, we need to do a power up, but Okaroon is like, what are you talking about? Kinta is like, of course we're robots. The robot is me. Anyway, they're doing a fusion. That's awesome. That I should expect no less from Kinta or Tatsu. Of course, Kinta gives himself the coolest looking suit and he makes Okaroon the balls of the suit. What's the word I'm thinking of? Not the loins. I don't know. There's a word I'm thinking of for your lower parts. I can't remember. Anyway, Okaroon is the ball. The ball is me. If there's any artists in the chat, I would die to see somebody do like a Dandadan reskin of, like, you know, Ichigo, the blade is me, but instead it's just Okaroon in like Kinta's robot crotch, and it's just like in Bleach cover text style, it just says the ball is me. I would die to see that. Something to note. So this fusion was a combination of Kinta and Okaroon's creative powers. So either that, or he's just blaming the fact that Okaroon became balls on him. So so this might be some lore here. He says, I can handle the Great Kinta better than anyone else, but you are the one who's used to combat. To keep up with their movements, we need your dynamic visual acuity and reflexes. Okay, so that's our teamwork here. Oh my god. Yeah, let's do a contest. Who can come up with the best? You know, it doesn't have to be PG, but let's keep it to like PG-13. Who can come up with the best fusion name for the Kinta Okaroon power fusion suit? So far my favorite is Scrotaroon, but Okaroon the Nutbuster is pretty good too. Turbo Nuts. Kintaroon. I like Kintaroon. That's awesome. My homie read the chapter and told me Okaroon is in the cockpit. That's awesome. Man, DBSN Studio sounds like you got quite the manga you're writing there. Anyway, so they go to fight the bully. They do some sort of parry. So, of course, in a hilarious backfire, Okaroon is like, hey, so remember when you said the fusion would make us better? Well, actually, we're really slow and it's hard to move now, so fusion sucks. And Kinta's like, what are you talking about? Like, he's pissed, right? He's like, are you saying anime lied? Anime lied to me? That's crazy. 8 out of 10 Dandadan chapter. That was awesome. Hopefully we get the backstory of our Scars lady. I genuinely hope that the bully just gets the shit knocked out of him and that our Scars lady becomes the next member of the Dandadan crew. Right? She's a baddie and she's got a badass power suit. We don't even know her name, and she's a 10 out of 10 character. Anyway, that's Dandadan. Let's get into the tier list. Okay, so we're gonna forget about Undead Unluck, but everything else should be up to date. Yeah, Undead Unluck is the only one I goofed on, which is fine. Okaroon took cockpit to a new level. Exactly, man. He's at the head of the fight. All right. I really should have put a I don't know tier, but that's okay. So from what I've heard, so this ranking is a combination of I don't know, but also everyone who reads it really loves it. So I'm going to put 4 Nights in B tier, just because I have no idea how good it is. Recently the One Piece anime came back from hiatus and we got 2 episodes. Have you seen them yet? No, I have not seen them yet, but I know One Piece is as gorgeous as always. Starting this week, I need to do a better job of keeping up with the One Piece anime. Looks like Tatsu is feeding it in bits. Crazy that we saw how she has an artificial eye. I thought that that was just an alien thing. No, she seems like the archetype where like she's a survivor and like she's just like lost all kinds of limbs and like is constantly modifying her body. X is feeling like shit in the room. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Who has the patience to watch and read One Piece 1,000 episodes and chapters? I do. And I remember I was on the train one time and I saw this girl that was reading One Piece. Excuse me. And she said she was rereading it. And I asked her how many times, like what number read through. And she was like, oh, this is the 7th time I've reread One Piece. And I'm like, what the, like how, dude, 7 times is crazy. Like I'll skim through One Piece for, you know, discussions or whatever, right? If I have a question or I'm looking back for something, but to like sit down and read One Piece from beginning to start 7 times, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Plenty of people will read One Piece and watch One Piece. Embers, C tier. It's okay, but the characters or whatever, and it kind of just feels like another soccer manga. Kane Banashi, B tier. I am like 10 chapters behind, but the art is great, comedy's awesome, fantastic characters, amazing backstories and storytelling. So A tier, easy. Astro Royale, I would put B tier. It's okay. It's a unique premise with solid characters, but it kind of fails to hold your attention after, I'd say after the starting with the tournament arc is where it kind of loses me. So I'll be curious to see where the story, in what direction the story goes. What did I think of the One Piece live action series? I thought it was really good. You know, is it perfect? No, but it was certainly better than I thought it was going to be. That being said, I don't know what to expect for a second season now that the creative director, the leader of the show, just backed out of season 2, like willy-nilly. We got Soul in the chat. What's going on, Soul? Pleasure to have you. If you don't know Soul, he's one of my regular editors. So we get to set up some Guilty Gear this week. Either that or some Marvel Rivals. What's today? The 7th? So Emma Frost comes out Friday or Saturday. I gotta play some Emma Frost, man, for purely scientific reasons. He was co-showrunner. Okay. So he wasn't like the individual showrunner. The impression I got was like he was the guy. But even so, that's kind of crazy that he's like, okay, bye. OG, I didn't know you played Rivals. Yeah, man, if you want to play, hit me up. I'll play with you. I don't play it regularly. I played a bunch of it when it started, and then I'll play it like maybe a couple times a month. It's just Overwatch with it's literally season 2 Overwatch. No, it's early Overwatch but Marvel. That's all it is. It's early Overwatch but Marvel. That's easy. All right, people are not gonna like this take, but Boruto, Blue Vortex, B tier. I'm gonna put Blue Lock in S tier only because of how much people hype it up. I can't speak to it, but everyone who reads it loves it. So I feel like I have to put it in S tier. Somebody said the guy stepped out from One Piece because of mental health. Well, as much as I support, you know, putting yourself first and mental health doesn't really tell you a lot, right? Mental health could be a lot of things. So it's weirdly vague, if you ask me. What did I put in B tier? Boruto? Boruto, it's okay. I've spoken my piece on Boruto. Boruto, see, exactly. Boruto deserves F tier. I think it's okay. It's a fun read. I like the original series better, and I get what they're doing with the story, but I'm not really a huge fan of it. It has its place, and I do appreciate it to an extent, but I think the highest you can go with Boruto is A tier. Overall, I'd say it's like A tier, but specifically Boruto Blue Vortex, I would say is like B tier. Centauria, I would put... for now, I'm going to put A tier. Also, these are not in order yet. Maybe at the end of the tier list, I'll move them around, but for now, I'm just kind of throwing them in tiers. Chainsaw Man, S tier. Chojin X, I'm going to put in A tier. I have a feeling I would put it in S tier. But I just don't read it. I know a lot of people like it, but it's kind of been one of those back burner series. I don't really see anyone really like pushing that agenda. Dandadan, top of the list, right? I mean, come on. Gotta love Dandadan. Elusive Samurai, I would put high B tier, maybe low A tier. It kind of lost me after like the first 100 chapters, like halfway through the story. Not that it's bad, but I just don't feel like it has the same weight as some of these other stories. Yeah, Chainsaw Man's S tier, if I was still reading it. That's okay, Oscar. Chainsaw Man Part 2 or as a whole? Well, we're talking about ongoing manga, so more emphasis on Part 2. I would say the lowest you can give Part 2 is A tier. As inconsistent as Part 2 is, I still think the highs are really, really good. So I would put it in S tier. I'm going to put Frieren in A tier. Excuse me. I have not read the Frieren manga. Well, I'm caught up on like the season 1 stuff. I didn't read beyond that. I've heard that the story kind of drops off after season 1. I've heard mixed things about the later story of Frieren. So for that reason, it like is high A tier. Did I like Chainsaw Man's recent twist? I think that's one of the best written twists in Chainsaw Man. In fact, I think that's one of Fujimoto's best twists, like out of, you know, Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch. 100 Years Quest, I would put... I will put 100 Years Quest in A tier. 100 Years Quest, so I'm not caught up on 100 Years Quest. Obviously, Mashima isn't going, you know, full sweaty mode on that series. He's just kind of like, oh, hey, what if this happened, right? And like, hey, let's try and write stuff for the other characters too. But it's like, it's good. People get fights. The arcs are fun. The premise is really fun. I like some of the villains. I like some of the new characters. So I think it's an A tier. What are my thoughts on Goku Rakugai? Unfortunately, I must admit, I have not read it yet. But from what I've heard, I would say it gets at least a B tier. The reason I'm putting it in B tier is because it seems like a back burner series. Like I like the series, but you know, it's not what I would call hype. Like it's good, but you know, I wouldn't really say anything more than that. That's the vibe I get, right? One of the best villains in new gen manga happens after season 1 of Frieren. Okay, I'll take your word for that, Tiberius. I personally have Frieren in S tier. I have a feeling I would put it in S tier if I was caught up, but again, I don't know. The vibe or the consent, not even the consensus. I've seen some people say that like the story for Frieren isn't that great later in the manga. That's what I've heard. I've seen people say that. That like it's just kind of whatever. Scopper Gabin said, I just read the recent Gachi Akuta chapter, can't wait for tomorrow's. Yeah, I'm in the process of catching up because I'm caught up on like chapter 130, so I think I'm like 20 chapters behind. I need to do a better job of staying weekly on Gachi Akuta. Goku Rakugai is a B tier? Okay. I'm glad I'm not crazy with that one. Why the blue box hate? Man, don't even get me started. Blue Box is baby's first romance manga. Gachi Akuta, S tier. Easy S tier. Biggest, it's the best trash manga I've ever read. Galaxius, A tier. All right, great characters, God tier, S tier art. Still pretty early, so I feel like S tier would be kind of overhyping it, but easy A tier for Galaxius. Gachi Akuta has 134 chapters. Okay, so I'm probably around like chapter 110. I'll put it this way. I finished the arc where they met the collector guy, sort of like the fat guy. And they got the thing inside the box, whatever that was. Is Blue Box better than Rent a Girlfriend? No. Rent a Girlfriend is God's gift to humanity, and anyone who disrespects it is probably right in doing so, but still. Rent a Girlfriend is my favorite trash series. It's so trash. It's garbage. But god damn is it good entertainment. Galaxius has a lot of potential. I could not agree more. I love how we can get you going for Rent a Girlfriend discussion, but Blue Box, you're like, don't get me started. Bro. Give me like 10 minutes. I'll come up with a good comparison. But Rent a Girlfriend is trash, and the difference with Rent a Girlfriend is it's so trash. I don't even think the biggest fans would ever attempt to take it seriously. Whereas Blue Box like is clearly meant to be taken seriously. Like obviously it's not like a psychological series, it's a rom-com, right? But like the romance is supposed to be taken seriously, right? And like it's just so like dumbed down, like babies first, right? Crayon eater. Whereas Rent a Girlfriend is so stupid, you could not possibly take it seriously. So it's okay that it's trash. Rent a Girlfriend is the dollar menu at midnight. Rent a Girlfriend is McDonald's. No, that's not a good example. Ishvar just subscribed. The whole nation of Ishvar? I thought they got annihilated. Yeah, Rent a Girlfriend probably should have ended a long time ago, but that's okay. Anyway, let's get back to the tier list. I'm going to put Hematen in B tier. I haven't read it, but the vibe I get from people who have read it is that they really, really like it and that it's underrated. So I'll put it in B tier. Hero Organization, I will also put in B tier. If I liked it more, I would probably put it in A tier. The reason I don't put it in A tier is 1, I think it's still kind of early. And 2, I feel like it would be better if it leaned more into the science fiction and less into like the character, like mystery. And I know that's a really bad explanation, so let me explain that again. I feel like the whole central mystery of like trying to solve the murder is okay. I am not super into the protagonist yet. He has potential, but he feels kind of bland. I think that's my biggest complaint. Like I like the teacher lady who's got like the cyborg arm. I think she's pretty cool. And I like the girl that's part of the main crew who was the daughter of the scientist in the prologue. So there's potential, but I feel like it's a solid B tier series. That being said, I think everyone should check it out. Hakutaku, I would probably put in C tier. I know some people like it. I haven't checked it out, but from what I hear, it's kind of a nothing. Excuse me, it's kind of a nothing burger. Ichi the Witch, I will put in A tier. Only because it's still early. Like it's on chapter... let's find out. Let's go. Ichi the Witch is... Oh, you know what? I don't know if I have Kiyoshi on our tier list. Ichi the Witch is chapter 29, so it's still pretty early. That being said, I would probably put Ichi in A tier just because it's early, but it's very, like, it's high A tier, right? Like it's got all the potential to be an S tier. Tower Dungeon, I feel like Tower Dungeon is another series I should have put on here. I know a lot of people like that one. I do have Kiyoshi. Okay, cool. Kaiju number 8. B tier. That's a hot take. I know that's a hot take. The art is really, really good for Kaiju. I like the premise. I liked it more in the beginning, but I feel like it kind of just got redundant. That being said, I'm not caught up. But yeah, it kind of lost me. Kagurabachi, I think is S tier at this point. However, I would put it at, and I didn't mean to, but I would put it at low S tier. That's a really hot take. Yeah, exactly. I'm not the only person, right? Edens didn't even remember Kaiju number 8 was still ongoing. Ichi the Witch is a guaranteed S tier. I think so. I think it'll be S tier. Kaiju number 8 is enjoyable, but nothing special. That's generally how I feel about it. Kagurabachi is easy S tier. So I think it's S tier, but I would put it low S tier. I like this current arc, but I feel like, I don't know, I have a weird relationship with Kagurabachi. Like the highs are really, really great, but I feel like it's not as like consistently entertaining as something like Dandadan. Like Dandadan will have like, you know, setup chapters, but like generally speaking, every chapter of Dandadan is a banger. Whereas Kagurabachi, I'm kind of like, right? Oh, I forget what this manga is called. We'll put it in C tier. Okay, so we got a jump square manga. Keimono Jihen, A tier. If you're not reading Keimono Jihen, it is a Exorcist series. It has one season of an anime. The anime is awesome. The manga is awesome. It does kind of just devolve into a battle series, which is not how it started. It started as like a mystery series, but it kind of just spirals into a battle series. That being said, it's got awesome characters. The fights are really cool. The art is awesome. The designs are awesome. Akira is my favorite character. So if you're looking for a cool Exorcist series, check out Keimono Jihen. You can watch the anime as well. The anime is really good. Kindergarten Wars, I will put in A tier, only because I haven't read it, but I've heard it's really, really good. You know what? Chat, can somebody tell me is Magilumiere still ongoing? I forgot to put Magilumiere. If Magilumiere is still ongoing, I would put it in A tier. Easy A tier. We got Momo Isa in the chat. Momo, I'm curious to see what's going on with you. We haven't seen you a while in the manga. I just hope you're okay. I dropped Kagurabachi after volume 3. RIP. Okay, Eden said it's still going on. Yeah, Eden's, I still haven't caught up to the time skip. I'm like 10 or 15 chapters behind the time skip. It's close to ending though? Okay. If not today, then sometime this week I need to do like a big catch up. Thursday we're probably going to do Gachi Akuta, but in my own time I need to catch up on a bunch of manga. Kindergarten Wars, I heard, is like a little sister to Sakamoto Days. That's the vibe I get, yeah. Pardon me. Excuse me, been going for almost an hour, so. Can I link the tier list somewhere? I just made a single use tier list, so it'll get destroyed after this. But maybe next time I'll do a public tier list so that, because the other thing about this, right, is I put Undead Unluck and there's a bunch of other series I didn't put. So maybe next time I'll add more series and then we'll make that one public so people can make their own tier lists. Mad, I would put A tier. Very high A tier, just short of S tier. Amazing story. Great characters, amazing art. I'm curious to see how long it lasts and if the story can keep up, but overall I would say it's a very high A tier. Martial King, I would put high B tier, only because it's early, but so far it's really good. So far I'd give it like a 7 out of 10, even though it's really, really good. Marriage Toxin, A tier. Love Marriage Toxin. I'm behind, but Marriage Toxin. If you're looking for like an action series with some romantic elements, that's kind of like Sakamoto Days, then Marriage Toxin is the perfect manga. You better have put Dandadan at S tier. I'll send Okarun after you. Listen, I got Dandadan at the tip top of S tier. If I had it, it would be in triple S tier. Make the Exorcist Fall in Love. I'm gonna put in A tier only because of Yatogami. I don't like it, but people love it so much that I'm gonna give it another chance. I thought it was okay, but was kind of just like whatever when I read it, but I'm gonna try it again. Yeah, see, like Eden's loves it. He thinks it's A tier, so I'm gonna try it again. From what I hear, I would probably put oh my god, Exorcist series, what the hell is it called? B tier. One Piece, right? S tier, easy. Rent a Girlfriend. Okay, well, I'll be somewhat serious. I'll put Rent a Girlfriend in A tier. I'm not gonna completely cap. I'll put Rent a Girlfriend in A tier. Yato's the homie. Listen, man, Yato is one of those people that, like, if you want a take on, like, you know, what the streets are saying, right? Like what the people are saying. New Ways Exorcist, thank you. If you want to know what the streets are saying about manga, right? Like if you want to know what the people are saying, just ask, excuse me, just ask Yato. Rent a Girlfriend is S tier when mommy shows up. Bro, don't even get me started. In the best way possible. A tier? Yeah, I'm just putting it A tier because obviously we all know it's trash, but it's so good that I have to put it way up there. Ruri Dragon. I'm gonna put Ruri Dragon in B tier. Not because I don't like it, but only because it's kind of like a back burner series. I know people really, really like it. But I don't really see, like, as much as people say they read it and as much as people say they like it, I don't see that much discourse for it. And like, I know it's had its issues with, you know, the release schedule and the creator, but like the highest I could give it is like maybe A tier from what I've heard. Roboco, A tier. Easy. Great characters. Great comedy. Love it. Stay hating. Ranger Reject. A tier. Only because I'm not caught up. If I was caught up, I would probably put it in S tier. Sidcraft seems like a B tier series from what I've heard. I've heard it's like okay, but it's not really going anywhere. Sakamoto Days is an A tier series. Great art, great action. Story kind of loses me, even though I really love the characters. Ranger Reject, extremely high or S tier. I know Yato would put that shit in S tier, but if you're asking me, it's like high A, low S. Again, I'm also very behind. Shangri-La Frontier, S tier. I'm not caught up on the manga. I'm anime only. I'm going to change that soon enough, but I love it. Shoujo, C tier. I know some people like it, but I have also seen a lot of people say that it's kind of just whatever. So I'll put it in C tier. Shinobi Undercover, I will put in B tier. I know a lot of people like it, but it also seems like kind of a back burner series, so I'll put it in B tier. Kyoshi, A tier. Easy. Love it. Overhated already, which is crazy, right? Doesn't even have, I don't even think it has 30 chapters yet. It's like just about as long as Ichi the Witch, but it's already overhated. But I love it. Again, we're skipping Undead Unluck because it's over. Windbreaker, I will put Windbreaker in B tier because as much as I didn't like the first season, I want to like it, and I heard it gets better, so I'll put it in B tier. Ranger Reject is like the equivalent of The Boys. Okay, interesting. I do get what you're saying with that. That's actually a really good comparison. I watched Sakamoto Days, and for me, it was a bit of a disappointment. And no, it's not because of the animation. The series has bigger problems. Yeah, the story's just kind of whatever after a certain point, but the action's really good. Shoujo is funny and Shinobi is great. Okay, fair. World Trigger, I'm going to put in A tier just because I haven't checked it out. I read the first chapter, but that's it. But I know people really, really like it. I think Undead Unluck will get a season 2 for sure. Witch Watch, S tier. And then Yozakura Family, S tier. Anyway, that's the tier list. If you disagree with my takes, then stay hating. Obviously, I'm just doing this for the clout, so, you know, whatever, right? It's all a joke, right? We're just talking about anime, man. I tried to make this as comprehensive as I could. Again, clearly this is not an all-inclusive list. There's a bunch of other ongoing series that are not on here, like Black Clover, like Magilumiere. Blue Exorcist is another one. But I tried to keep it to like the relevant series that like people you will see people actually talking about on a regular basis. Undead Unluck, I've put it in there by accident. Undead Unluck would be S tier if it was still going on. But yeah, that's going to be today's stream. Obviously, if you've noticed, I did not have the camera set up for today. That was a combination of falling behind on the April videos, but those are all sent out now. And then a very adventurous weekend this weekend that pushed me back a bit. But 100% for sure, 10 billion% I should say, it will be set up for Thursday. Thursday will be a catch-up stream. We're going to be reading Gachi Akuta, unless there's some bizarre anime news that comes up that I want to talk about. But Thursday will almost certainly be Gachi Akuta Day. Camera will be set up so you can see my super pretty face. And then video tomorrow. Hopefully, I have to check in with my editor, but should be all set. And then another exciting video this weekend as well. Face reveal finally, yeah, 100%, 10 billion%. Anyway, bye everybody. Jose, Justin, Gamer Chan, Leanne, Edens, Oscar, everybody, all the regulars, all the homies, everybody else that joined in today. Pleasure to have you as always. And I'll